Screenshot done. Cut print. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a kind of different Christmassy holiday look. I know a lot of people like to decorate with blue and white, so this one's going to be kind of a frosty, icy type of holiday glam look. And I'll be using the Colourpop Blue Moon palette. And I was going through a lot of my palettes, which I do pretty regularly, because I'm trying really hard to not be purchasing any new palettes, especially ones that aren't adding something to my collection. So I've been going back through my many palettes that I already have and trying to pull some out and use them more, because I hate waste and I want to be able to use them, and I love them. They're gorgeous. It's just you kind of get into that habit of gotta pull out a new one, gotta pull out a new one, gotta order the newest thing, and I'm really trying hard not to do that, especially because it's the holidays and the gifts that I am purchasing are for other people, not for myself. And even though I want to be able to show new things and get new subscribers and have the views, it's not really worth giving the gifts to other people that I really care about, and also not worth throwing off our budget and my family to purchase products that I don't really need. So I'm going back through my collection. This is the one that I pulled out for today, and I think it makes a really pretty winter kind of glam look. So that's what we're going with. All of the products that I've already put on my face. Say one more time, Christine. Say it one more time. I swear. The products that are on my face today will be listed, as always, in the description box, hopefully with working links. I'm still learning. I really am. But I'm trying really hard. And you can go down there and you can check out the prices are also listed as far as where they are linked. All of my links right now are taking you to Amazon.com or directly to the company's website itself. None of them are affiliate links except for possibly Mellow Cosmetics. I do have an affiliate code for that particular company, and I'm using their lip products today. So these products weren't sent to me. I purchased them myself. I did get a discount on them, and also the link, I believe, gives me a teeny tiny little bit of coin if you happen to use the link or the code to purchase the products on their website. So all of that business out of the way now, I think it's time to start on the eye look. And I said again, and I apologize, and apologize in advance if I say it again, because I probably will. So I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm just nervous, I guess. It's been a little bit since I've sat down, but we're just gonna have a little chat, and I'm gonna try to relax and enjoy my time putting on my makeup, because as you know, this time for me is kind of therapeutic. I get to sit down, spend a few minutes to myself. It's quiet, and I get to use things that I love to make beautiful looks on my face. So we're going to start right in with the Blue Moon palette, and I think we're going to start with Starry Eyed. And that is, they are all labeled. And if you don't have this palette yet and you really like blue eyeshadows, I highly recommend it. It is a very pretty palette. I like all of the shades in it. They work in normal Colourpop fashion, which is easy to blend. The pigmentation is there. I do have a mirror over here, so if you see me glancing that way, that's why. Make sure I have no creases. As you can see, that's just a tiny little dab into the pan, and we've already got blue. So I like to use their monochromatic palettes in a way that I start off nice and slow, and I just take a little bit at a time and really work on blending They are highly pigmented, and you can go overboard really easily with these. So I just take a little bit of time, tap off the brush a bit, and then go in. I cannot believe we are sitting down and it is December already. We just had my daughter's 22nd birthday. My daughter Rachel. I think sometimes I feel guilty because I feel like she gets kind of, I don't know, gypped as far as her birthday goes, because it's in December, and December is such a busy time for everyone. But we definitely did take the day to remember it was her birthday. She got a lot of well wishes on Facebook, and we of course all got together, meaning her older sister Mina and her dad and I got together, and she wanted cheesecake, so we had cheesecake, and it was delicious. We bought one of those ones that it's kind of a sampler that has lots of different kinds in it so that everybody could have what they wanted. And then we bought her own little cheesecake to have all to herself. And she got a few small gifts from all of us. Her sister and her get along very, very well. They are good friends. Not that they never argue or fight, but they really do look out for each other, protect each other, take care of each other. And her older sister brought her a table to use as a vanity and a stool. She brought it over to the room and she set it all up for her and then surprised her with it. So Rachel now has her own place to sit down and do her makeup, so she's pretty thrilled with that. I forgot to tell you I'm using the Morphe M441. It's just a nice big fluffy blending brush. I think next I'm going to go into this really pretty brilliant blue right here at the top. It is called Fine China on the same brush, and again just barely tapping in to that shade and then tapping off the excess on the top of the palette. And you can see that that one's more of a royal blue. If you tap off the brushes, there really isn't very much fallout, but you definitely have to tap the brush off. And like I said, go in with a small amount to start. And I'm very lightly blending, using just very light pressure on the end of the brush. I'm working it more into the outer V here, this area, kind of in a circular motion, and then pushing it a little bit up into the crease. There are lots of people who do not like blue eyeshadow. It's too 80s, 90s. I don't really have any color of eyeshadow that I don't like or would not use on my eye. I think they're all beautiful in their own way. I think that you can make beautiful looks out of any color. I don't shy away from color. I love colorful eyeshadow looks. And yes, I do wear them to work and to Walmart and wherever I want. It doesn't stop me. Do I get strange looks? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I care? No, I really don't. Because, in my opinion, people are going to judge you no matter what. That is a sad truth that I've come to know, because I like to think of myself as a very non-judgmental person. I'm very open and accepting and very much a mind my own business unless it's affecting me or my family. I don't judge people or tell them how to live their lives. That is not the case for most people. So I figure I'm going to get judged anyway, so I might as well be happy, right? And if colorful makeup and glitter makes me happy, then it shouldn't matter what other people want or what they think. Some people have to tone down their makeup looks and the way they dress and things for work, obviously. You know, there is a time and a place for things. I believe that. But in general, I love this big giant brush. This is the Morphe R0. Look at the size. It's the size of my head. Look at it. It is so soft. It does a really good job at removing fallout if you have fallout on your face. Or you can always lightly pat some powder under your eyes. It'll catch the fallout, and then you can just sweep that away when you're done. So if that's something that worries you about colorful shadows, there's a way around everything. You could do your eyes first and then do your face. You can put the powder under your eyes. There's answers to that. It's just makeup in the end. It washes off. It's not a tattoo. It's not permanent. It won't stay. Okay, so we have several choices for my lid colors, and it's going to be super hard to choose because they're all beautiful. But I think I'm going to start in the center of the eye with some Tide Pool. It's kind of the mid-tone blue shimmer in the palette, and I find using my finger works the best. If you don't like to use your finger, that's awesome. That's fine. Just go ahead and take a brush. A flat brush would probably work best, and pick up some of the shadow. I also find with my finger that it doesn't cause as much fallout, so that's also why I definitely do use my fingers as tools when applying my makeup quite a bit, especially where shimmers are concerned. Shimmers, glitter, and you can also use glitter glue if that makes you feel more comfortable. But honestly, with this palette, and I believe most of their nine pan palettes, they're monochromatic ones, I don't really have any fallout from the shimmers especially. So that is a stunning, beautiful, royal kind of blue. I want something a little bit lighter on the inside of my eyelids and something a little darker on the outside. So we're going to take the center shadow, it's called Billie Jean right here, the center shimmer, and I'm going to put that more on the inside of my eyelid. And for that I would like to find a smaller brush. Normally I would use my finger, but in this very inner corner of my eye I have a difficult time getting my finger in there. So we're going to take that on an M124. It's a nice flat brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that on it. So this again is the Billie Jean, the center one, and I'm going to take that to the innermost corner and then drag it back and blend it into that center shade, so that we have a nice gradient effect with the light blue leading into the royal blue. Now, it won't, in my opinion, is not as shimmery. So sometimes I will pick a tiny bit of it up on one of my fingers and just pat it where I can reach it, because I think it makes it a little more shimmery. I just wanted to be able to get in there to that inner corner and really make sure we've covered the whole lid. So a little bit more on the brush, and yes, my fingers will be blue when we're done with this, and it does tend to stain the eyelid a little bit. It's not terrible, and that never bothers me anyway. I figure I'm covering it up with a different shadow tomorrow anyway, so it's not really a big deal to me. I go through a pretty intense makeup removal process. I've been thinking about doing a video about that, my nighttime kind of skincare routine, because I have developed one that really has been working for me. I don't have near the breakouts, and I don't have near the dry skin that I normally would at this time of year. So I clean off that brush really well. I have a color switch in my drawer. I've been using that between colors if I need to. It comes in really handy. And I do wash my brushes quite a bit. That's one of my little quirks, we'll call it. I can't go very long without washing my brushes. I just can't do it. So I take that time and I go ahead and wash them. So the one that I would like on the outer part of my eyelid, and I'm hoping that it stands out nicely from the Tide pool that we used in the center. It's called Mad About You, and it's right here. It's actually the lower part of the palette, but I'm holding it upside down to try to keep the mirror out of the way. I'm going to take that again on my flat brush, only to sort of carve out the outer portion of my lid on the lid as much as I can, because I have a really pretty navy blue that I want to put in that outer V. I prefer to try to keep my shimmers on the lid. If they get a tiny bit in the crease, that's not a big deal to me. Out of all of the blues in the palette, this one, I don't know. It feels a little dry when you pick it up on your finger even, and it's not quite as shimmery as the other shades. I don't see much of a difference between it and Tide Pool when it's put on the eye, to be honest. It might be a shade darker, and it's definitely less shimmery. My eyes jiggle so much when I try to hold them closed. It is difficult to apply eyeliner sometimes. Alright, I am going to go back and get a smaller fluffy brush. This one is the M456. Compared to the other one, it's quite a bit larger. It has a loose hair on it. They both do. So it's a bit smaller. This I'm going to use to blend a navy blue in the palette. It's called Clued In. It's the darkest blue in the palette. Take a little bit of that. I just want to get a little more depth in that outer corner. So we're going to take a little bit of that. Again, tap it off so that we don't get a ton of fallout. And I'm going to use just tiny little circular motion and then drag it up just a tiny bit into the crease. And don't worry about the outer edges right now. We're going to blend those before we're finished. So, I was talking about my daughter's birthday. I think I asked her, she said she had a wonderful birthday, so I was very glad about that. Last night, we purchased our Christmas tree, and I am usually a die-hard Douglas fir purchaser. I love the smell of it. I like how soft the needles are. This year, although last year and actually for the past 2 years, we've really had a problem with the needles falling too soon. And here's the thing, my husband is Puerto Rican, and we do celebrate Three Kings Day. If that's not something you've heard of, we actually celebrate, I believe it's the 6th or the 7th. I always get confused. Of January. So our tree stays up at least a week into January, sometimes longer, because I love it so much. Taking that big fluffy brush, no product on it, and we're just going to kind of blend out the outer edges of that till it looks the way that we want it. And from looking at it, I want to say I'm gonna punch up that center shade just a tiny bit more, because we lost a little bit of that beautiful Tide Pool cobalt blue in the center. That is my favorite shade in the palette, by the way. I love Tide Pool. Okay. So this year we decided to go with a balsam. It smelled so beautiful when we were picking out the trees, and that is one of the things that I love about getting a real tree, is that scent. It just fills your whole house up, and I love, love, love it. Especially when you get the lights on and it starts to warm up a little bit and you can really smell that beautiful Christmas tree scent. So this year we went with the balsam. This first time, and I guess we'll see how it goes. It's a beautiful looking little tree. We don't get a giant tree. We don't have a giant house. So, you know, we get a pretty little tree, and we decorate not really in a theme type of a tree. It's more all of the ornaments that we've gotten over the years from places that we visited or places that we lived. There are lots of ornaments still on there from when my kids were little, and they made me ornaments. Things I've received from students I hang on the tree. So it's a kind of a hodgepodge of all of our memories, but that's part of the fun for us, is that we get together as a family and we take turns picking ornaments and putting them on the tree, and it reminds us of how far we've come and where we've been. It's really a special time for us. It's more about the feelings and the love for each other and our family than it is about making it look, you know, Instagram perfect or have a theme to it. It doesn't really have that, but I love it just the way it is, and that's our tradition, and we're going to keep it. So I think we are ready to start on that lower lash line, and we're kind of going to repeat the process on the lower lash line. So this may be sped up for you a tiny bit. I'm just going to take a nice smudger brush, if I can find it, for that lower lash line. Here we go. This one is a Morphe R43. So we're just going to repeat the same process, the same colors on the lower lash line. So I'm taking the dark blue shimmer Mad About You, and we'll start on the outer edge, and I will take that in probably about halfway, close to the lash line. If you don't like shimmers on your lower lash line, you can just stick with the mattes that we've used, and that looks just as pretty. Got a spot on this eye that I'm going to have to get checked. I don't know if you can see it, but I can definitely see it in the mirror. There's like a spot right here that is white under my lash line. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it there before, so don't know what to do about it. Now I am taking that brilliant blue that's on the center of our lid, and we're going to put it right in the center. And then we can take Billie Jean, which was the center shade in this palette, and the one that we used on the innermost part of the eye. I'm going to run that right here. My chair is doing a lot of squeaking today. We may have to oil it. Then I'm going to take the smaller of the fluffy brushes that we used, the M456, with no product on it at all, and we're just going to kind of blend that a bit. We don't want to blend away all the shimmers. We just want it to look nice and cohesive and soft. And you can bring that lower lash line down as low as you're comfortable with. I like mine to come down a little lower. Now, inner corner and brow bone highlight. There's a beautiful shade in here. There was never a doubt which one I was going to use. It's called Lumi. It is a beautiful iridescent blue color, and I love it. It looks like snow in the wintertime. And this is, I wasn't sure if I said it, the M431. It's a nice pencil brush. Take a little bit of that. And if you really want it to pop, you can spray it with some water or setting spray, whatever you have handy. Something wet. Give it a little spray, and we're going to pop that right into the inner corner. And that shade just glows. It is so pretty. Pick up a little bit more. A little bit of a spray. Other side. So pretty. With whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to take that up onto the brow bone. And then we will take our big fluffy brush and just blend that a tiny bit. That does it for the shadow palette. I will be doing just a line of liquid liner on the top, and today I'm going to be using the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner, and the shade is Intense Sapphire. This came in a duo with another blue shade that's more of a teal color. I got those at TJ Maxx, believe it or not, and they were very inexpensive. I do like to shake these ones up. You can hear it has something in there that hopefully is shaking up that liner. And then I'm just going to do a nice thin line on the lid. This is the first Stila liner that I have tried, and I do like it. It's easy to use. I haven't tried to make a wing with it yet, but I'll let you know how that works out. I do tend to pull my eye a little bit. I know we're not supposed to do that. And I also don't go all the way down into my inner corner. Reason being, I have tried that. I really have. But so far, every liner I've tried to do that with runs, and I end up with a goopy inner corner. And there's nothing worse than having to babysit your liner to make sure it's not making a goopy mess in your inner corner. So I just kind of stop short of going into the inner corner. If you have any suggestions or you know how to make that work, please help a girl out. Let me know, because it's just not working out for me. I love how it looks on other people, but I just can't do it. This is for my waterline. It's by Rimmel. It's their Scandalize, and it is in Cobalt Craze. It's a very, very pretty, bright royal blue, cobalt blue, and it has little tiny silver flecks in it. I don't know that I can see the silver flecks when I use it in my waterline, but it's still a very pretty, pretty blue, and it stays put, which is all I really need in a waterline liner, is for it to stay there. So many of them disappear 2 minutes after I put them on, and I'm like, well, I know I put waterline liner there. I do not know where it went. Yes, you can see the shimmer in that. It's so pretty. I'll have to try that on the lid sometime. It would make such a pretty wing liner if you just did that and a little bit of something in the crease. That would be so pretty. But you can see it's a beautiful cobalt color. Love it. Beautiful. Next, we're going to go ahead and curl the lashes and apply a fairly new lash primer that I've been trying. I was using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer for the longest time, and then this, I noticed this on Tarte's website, so I picked it up. It's called Opening Act Lash Primer, and it works really well. Does it work better than the L'Oreal? Well, I'm not quite finished with this yet, and I have gone through 2 of the L'Oreal ones, so I know I love that product. This one, I'm not sure it works any better than the L'Oreal one, but I purchased it, so obviously I'm going to use it up. But I don't know, and I love Tarte products. I really do. I'm not saying it's a bad product. It's a really good product. I'm just not sure it's worth that much more money for something that works pretty much the same as the L'Oreal one. So, going to use my eyelash curler. If this is something you don't like to see or watch, look away. And we can probably fast forward through this because it's kind of boring. It's just a lash primer application. So, be back with you in a second. Okay, finished with that part. If you've never used a lash primer before and you're kind of interested in it, but you don't know if you want to spend the money on something that may not work, I can tell you that both of these products really make a difference where my eyelashes are concerned. My eyelashes are thin and they're not that long, and they need all the help they can get, and I have done with and without the lash primer, and the lash primer makes my eyelashes thicker, fuller, and longer. So I stand by that. It really does work. A lash primer works. I'm also trying something new to drink out today. I am a whole lot addicted to the cranberry ginger ale by Canada Dry. I love it. I've scoured 4 or 5 different stores right now looking for it. No one has any left. I'm very upset by this. If you're out there and you're listening, Canada Dry, what is happening? This is every year I have to beg and plead stores to get this product back in stock, and it only is around during the holidays, which, by the way, why? Cranberry ginger ale can be drunk any time of year. It doesn't have to be for Christmas or Thanksgiving. It just makes no sense. You've got other flavors of ginger ale that aren't nearly as tasty, and they're there all year long. I don't have to fight to find them. So guess what? I'm trying a different one today. This is the, I want to say cranberry spice, but I'm not positive. I didn't see the bottle. My loving husband just brought it to me. This is Sprite, and it is too delicious, and I'm enjoying it. It would probably taste really super delicious if you added some kind of adult beverage to it, but even on its own, it's pretty tasty. Can it replace my cranberry ginger ale? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it its own moment. So next we are going to go with the mascara, and I have 2 different because I'm in a really cool habit of using color mascara for the bottom lash line. I love the way it looks. I think it gives your eyes an extra pop. You do not have to do this if you do not like that, but I love it. So for my lower lash line, I'm using a very affordable product. It's by Wet n Wild. It is their colored mascara. I believe this came out at like Halloween in some of their Halloween displays. It is the prettiest cobalt blue color I think I've ever seen, and it has a nice bendy, safe, won't poke your eye out wand that has, I think, like silicone plasticky little brush on it, and it is such a pretty color and so affordable. I love it, and it hasn't dried out. I've had this for quite a while, and it hasn't dried out yet. So, bottom lash line. It just extends that blue color right out of your eye. It's almost like a waterfall. I just love the cohesive look that it makes. It takes that monochromatic look to another level, and I've actually had people ask me, is that a colored mascara? And now I have it, not this particular brand. Colourpop has some beautiful colored mascaras. I've got a lot of different colors now because I just love the way it looks. It's just another way for me to make my makeup look my own, and I'm really enjoying it. For the lashes, top lashes, I'm using MAC's in Extreme Dimension mascara. It's a black mascara. I like this mascara as well. It has a very fat, short applicator. I'm not sure. This may be a deluxe size, and that's why the wand itself is so short. Doesn't bother me. I know I did buy it in a kit with a few other things, so it could very well be like a travel size or a deluxe size. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the top lashes. When I use my lash primers, I also notice that one coat of mascara is enough, which is great, especially if you're in a hurry. If you go ahead and put on that lash primer first, then you may not need, 3-4 coats of mascara to get the length and the volume that you're looking for. So it might even help you as far as time goes. And also, if you think about it, it may cut down on expense, especially if you're using an inexpensive primer like L'Oreal's and you have a very favorite mascara like Marc Jacobs or MAC or something else that costs more, so you don't have to use nearly as much of your more expensive mascara to get the same job done. Saving you money all the time. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I do for myself. So this is the completed eye look. I love how it turned out. If you're not a blue shadow fan, you're obviously not going to like this. But even if you take the same kind of techniques and use it for whatever colors you like. Maybe you like pink, maybe you like neutrals, but the same application process should apply. And so I hope that you found something helpful, even if you're not a giant blue shadow fan. We are preparing to put up our tree decorations this evening, so I have to finish up so I can go and help, get that tree all nice and straight and start stringing the lights, which is, let's face it, not my favorite thing in the world. The lights are difficult, and usually you end up with some that aren't working, so hey, that is the fun of putting up your own Christmas tree. So we're going to finish up with our lip, and as I said earlier, today we're using a brand called Mellow Cosmetics. They have their own website. It is, I want to say, an Australian brand. So far I'm really liking these lip products. The packaging is really pretty. It's a very pale nude color with gold, and this shade of lipstick is called Nude, which it is sort of my perfect nude, but it is a pinky nude. So they have lots of different shades though, and it is a matte lipstick. And I'm also using their lip liner in Harper. And the only complaint that I have about this lip liner is that I'm going through it extremely fast. This was a nice long pencil liner, and you have to sharpen it, but every time I sharpen it, it would crumble and come apart. That's not cool. And it was weird because it goes on the lips pretty smooth. It doesn't tug or anything. So I'm not sure if I got a defective pencil or what, but I really love this shade. It looks really close to my lip color, and I can overline, which I like to do, and it just works out really well for me. It's not really that big of a deal, but just to let you know if you're seeing them for yourself, the lid color that they use, especially on this one, is it's not the same color as the liner. This liner has a pinky undertone to it, and this looks very, very brown. So when I saw this, I was like, ugh, maybe I didn't pick the correct color. It's very brown. And then I opened it and was pleasantly surprised that it's a very close match to the lipstick I chose from them called Nude. So again, this I purchased this. I did get a discount on it. They did not send this to me for free. They did not ask me to show their products in my videos. It's not sponsored. I'm not being paid, but I do have a code that you can use. It will be linked in the description box. So here we go. You can see it's very, very smooth, so I'm not sure what the crumbly. I can advise that you need to sharpen it very slowly, and also just a tiny bit at a time. Don't try and take a whole lot down on this pencil. It will come out. The center portion of it will fall out. It's a nice product, and I really, really do love the color. And the matte lipstick in Nude. You can see that's almost an exact match for the lip liner. It's just a little more purpley maybe than the lip liner. It's nice and creamy. It doesn't feel drying at all. It's easy to apply. However, I am extra and I like the look of a glossy lip, so we are also going to apply one of the new holiday Tarte lip glosses. This one's called Snowflake. Look at this packaging. Isn't it beautiful? It's an iridescent. You can see some blue in there and some pink. So we're going to apply that in the center. It adds just a really nice shine. And before I put my lip glosses back into the lip gloss container, I like to wipe off that lipstick because it did get a little bit of lipstick on the wand, and I really don't want to ruin the clear iridescence of that gloss. So I like to wipe off the wand before I put it away. So pretty. I heard some reviews on that particular gloss that they thought it was too glittery, but too glittery at Christmas? Nah, man. It's not a thing for me. Love it. Love the glitter. My hair is a disaster. Haven't done it yet, so sorry about that. It's just kind of doing it's living its best life back here, being weird, so whatever. But the face even I'm impressed with right now. I think it looks really nice. Love Colourpop shadows. So I have to run. I need to go put up my beautiful Christmas tree. You'll be seeing that on Instagram, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, please go over there and do that, because I put things on there that I might not be putting on here, and you're gonna miss things. You don't want to miss things. It's Christine_Elaine72 at Instagram, and I try to put a makeup look of the day on there pretty near every day. I give myself one day where I can just lay around and be in my, loungewear and not put stuff all over my face. So six days a week usually I try. I love you. Take care of yourself. Try to relax this holiday season. Don't worry about the small stuff. Just concentrate on it's Christmas, and if you're with your family, just let the small things go and try to get along. That's my mantra for this season, is to just try to relax, and let that worry that I have a tendency to really overdo, just let it go and enjoy yourself this holiday season. I love you. Be safe, be happy wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.